Welcome to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about how to start and maintain your fire in a wood fire oven. So to start, we need some wood. So we're going to start off with a white fir and then introduce in our harder wood, which is our apple wood. So as we start creating this fire, we're going to need a few other materials. We're going to need some paper towels, and some oils. So let's get to building. All right, so let's get this fire started. So we're going to take a few of our logs and we're going to try to make almost like a bridge. We're going to take some paper, set it inside. I also like to add a little wick. So I take some paper towels, I put that in there, and I put oil on top. That way it kind of keeps that fire going once I get it started. All right, so let's get this thing lit. So a few things you want to note. As this thing's starting to light, we want this heat to go up this chimney. That's going to heat that chimney all the way up and create a draft. So as you can see right now, that smoke is starting to pull through up into that chimney, and that's going to create that draw. So once this fire starts, all of that air is going to come from underneath, go into the fire, circle out, and go through and up the chimney. All right, let's get this in the oven. All right, so we just placed this in the oven. It's only going to go in about a third of the way because we still want to get that heat to draw up into the chimney. It's going to start pulling oxygen in and start igniting this fire. As you can see now, it's already starting to build pretty quickly. Once we start getting to a certain level, we're going to start adding more of this hardwood and keep that heat going. We want to get a good coal base so that when we start cooking, we can keep that radiant heat in this oven. So let's watch this thing grow and let's get this oven hot. As the fire is starting, you can actually see the cloud line, the smoke line in the oven. It just goes to show that the temperature difference between the cold air coming in and that smoke level, and that's drawing. See how it's drawing up into that chimney? That's a good indication that we're on the right track. So because we built our fire with the block form, it's creating almost like a rocket stove fire through the middle and creating that heat that we want. As you can see, it's kind of making that rocket flame through the middle. That's going to start intensifying that heat and getting this thing really started. All right, so I've added another log. Keep in mind, this is a 52-inch wood fire oven, so it's a lot larger than most commercial restaurants size ovens. So this oven takes a while to get started. So we're going to keep adding wood and creating a coal base throughout the time, but we're looking at an hour and a half of heat time before we can even start cooking. So we'll show you some clips in between and the process of what we got going on, but here we go. So now that we've got our fire going here, we're starting to develop a coal base. So right now we're gonna add some more logs and keep this going. But if you can look in the back, you can see there's a black soot on the top of the dome. We want to get this back dome temperature above 800 degrees and then it'll turn to a white. We want that temperature to get there so that when we're cooking, we have a better regulation of how things are going to be cooked. So we're going to do a little test right now and look at the dome temperatures in the fire. So if you look here, the actual inside the fire, we're at 885. Our dome temperature is only 659. We need that dome temperature to get up there in the 800s so that that thermal mass is hot enough for us to do what we need to do. As we start adding wood, we're going to start pushing this fire over to the right side where we'll be able to start preparing and cooking food. All right, so As you can see in the back of the dome, our creosote is almost gone. We have that, you can start seeing that gray. We're gonna throw one more log on here and we're gonna start getting ready to cook. Look at that color we're getting on that pita right there. There you go. I want to have that hollow sound. Thank you for joining us on how to start and maintain a fire in a wood fire oven. Go out there and enjoy your ovens. Don't forget to subscribe at Cooking with Chef Keith.